My battery is not recharging. I have like one of those batteries that like you plug it into the charger and it charges really, really, really slow and it barely gets a charge and you've charged it for like 12 hours. I am tired. I'm so tired. Traveling is not for the weak. If you love traveling, good. I mean, I like traveling, but oh, it's exhausting. I don't know how people can do this all the time. I don't. My battery is so low right now. I got back yesterday from Miami and I took a nap when I got home and I ended up sleeping at the regular time and I'm still so exhausted. I'm so introverted. Like my battery is not recharging. I have like one of those batteries that like you plug it into the charger and it charges really, really, really slow and it barely gets a charge and you've charged it for like 12 hours and it's not working. But I just did 3 back-to-back trips. First was Jamaica, then the cabin trip to Shenandoah, and then Miami. But I think the reason why I don't feel like there was enough buffer in between Jamaica and the cabin trip is because I did get that cold or whatever it was, the sinus infection. I honestly don't know what it was, but I had to recover from that and I still didn't really fully recover. And then I got the cabin trip and it was just, everybody was there, all the friends. I had an amazing time, but I was still having a cough and it was just a lot. The dogs, I don't have a problem with the dogs, just, you know, it was just a lot of moving parts. And then Miami was a lot of moving parts and there was no buffer in between the cabin trip in Miami. I think I had about 4 days to prepare for Miami. I honestly stayed packed from Jamaica this whole time, except the clothes. I'm supposed to be having a cozy winter arc and I don't feel cozy. The only time I felt cozy was in Jamaica and a little bit after, but again, I was sick, so I didn't feel that cozy. But yeah, I'm exhausted. I'm working on an abstract drawing right now, painting right now. It's just a black and white painting. My parents really love it. My boyfriend really loved it too. So I'm like, oh, okay. You know, maybe I am an abstract artist. But yeah, I just want to fix a few things. My mom gave me a decent critique and I'm gonna work on it a little bit, make it look a little more opaque and maybe make it look shinier a little bit. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. But I did go to Michael's and I picked up a few things. I picked up some zinc white and then I also got Payne's Gray. She thought like I should get some Payne's Gray, so I went on ahead and got that. I don't want to like go and get like a ton of colors just yet because I'm still learning and I do want to like really learn the basics. I don't know where my pens went, but I had to get like I don't want to say micron, but it is a micron. But it's a Staedtler pen and I got like one of the smallest sizes. And then I also got a gel pen, a Uniball gel pen. I have been doing colored pencil drawings and I've been really enjoying myself. I think doing colored pencil is the least messy thing, especially when traveling. So I did a lot of drawing when I was in Miami, but here's just some studies I did. And I didn't have my white pen with me. I did these when I got home, like this eye in particular. This eye, I did not do too well on. Hopefully you guys can see that because it is hard to show you. And then my mom told me about terracotta and graphite and yeah, I love that. Apparently that's a big like pro artist tip. Yeah. Also, I'm not a big portrait girly, but I just want to like know how to do certain things so that, you know, if I do decide, yeah, I'm gonna do a portrait, I can. So I was like practicing with eyelashes. So I ended up getting the liner pen, that's what I'm gonna call it, not a micron. The liner pen for eyelashes and small details, and then obviously for light purposes, the gel pen. And yeah, anyway, let me get started painting because I'm talking too much yapping, honestly. And I don't want you guys to click off just yet. Of course you can't see anything. This is the painting that I've been working on. So the parts that I want to fix are right here and right in here. And then I also want to like have some white peeking out right here. I do have a fluid that I can use and I want to add some of that. and kind of make it look like it's dripping. So I want to do a bit of a wash. That's pretty much what I want to do. Got my bar cart. Okay, the reason why I had these open still is because I messed up my curtains and got black paint on this. Since it's acrylic, it will come out pretty easily, but I may have to like take these down and actually wash them, unfortunately. So we'll see. We have the white up here, zinc white, and then I have Payne's gray right here. I'm gonna see how this Payne's gray looks because I might really like it. I did want to add this fluid. It's a carbon black, and I just want to like do a little bit of a wash. I do believe I mentioned this in the last video or the video before last, that abstract is very, yeah, there we go. Abstract is very intuitive. Let me not flick my paintbrush too much. I don't want paint drops yet. I honestly don't know what to talk about right now. I'm really just like focused. Okay, that's fine. Don't mind the paint drips too much. I just want to wash this a little bit. But yeah, if you're ever thinking about doing abstract, just do it, honestly. Like, let your mind wander when you're doing stuff on the canvas, but just make sure like not to muddy up your canvas. That's why I like to work with only a few colors. Like, find your main colors first and then work with that. I think if you're not familiar with color theory, definitely just figure out what colors you like first and then start to work on color theory. I'm sure there's plenty of videos about color theory that you can watch. In college, I took a color theory class, and honestly, that helped with pretty much all of my other classes because I don't know if I mentioned this before. I got an art degree, a bachelor's of art degree, but I took a lot of entrepreneurship classes, art classes, and fashion classes. So I have quite the range of knowledge when it comes to the arts, I guess. The main focus was fashion, but I took a drawing class, a graphic design, two graphic design classes, or was it three? I may have taken more than two, but mostly fashion classes. That was the main focus. And I'm still very interested in fashion, but fashion right now is just not my cup of tea. I'm honestly over it, and I hope the fashion industry comes out of this, whatever it's in right now. I think I'm gonna go in with titanium white instead of the zinc white. I like the zinc white, but I need a little bit more of like a paste look. Yeah, that like annoyingly white look. Just gonna, but yes, I took quite a few art classes because I had to, and color theory was absolutely one of my favorites, and my teacher was actually one of the nicest teachers ever. Oh, did not mean to do that. I think people tried to take advantage of him because he was so nice, but oh man, when he got upset, it was ugly. But I just don't know how you cannot like an art class. Like, if you're not creative, I get it, but I think everybody can be creative. And I do want to put this on pretty thick, and I don't care if the paint strokes show. I actually want them to. So I'm not dipping it into the water too often. if this camera has time lapse on it so I can just time lapse it and put music over it. I don't really like talking and doing this at the same time. It's like I do kind of enjoy it a little bit, but not like a lot. I just don't know what to say. So if I ever like go live, you guys are gonna be like, talk. I don't know if I'll ever go live though. Also, if I do something really embarrassing on live, that would be so crazy. Like, what if I have a wedgie and I decide I'm gonna pick it out, but I forgot the camera was rolling. I don't know how people can go live regularly. Okay, I'm gonna let this layer dry. Let's see. I'm gonna look for time lapse mode. Okay, so I'm pretty much done. I just wanna put water right here, wash a little bit, and I am done. That's really all I wanted to add. Oh, I did want to do one little. It might be dry already. I think it is. Yeah. That's okay though, because I like the way that it looks. Well, hold on. There's one thing I want to change. Don't mind the brush strokes, but these are a little too much. Let's see. My memory card got full, so I don't know where I left off, but this is my first time using fluids intentionally, and I do know that it gives more of a sheen to the painting. I know that there's like varnish apparently that you can use and glaze. I'm not familiar with those. I am still like a beginner type of artist when it comes to painting. Beginner painter for sure. So I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm learning on the job, which I think most artists are. I do like working with fluids because I like for certain things to be shiny and certain things to be matte. I don't mind the matte look in acrylic. That has never really bothered me, but I do know that if I do want something to look shinier, have more sheen, I can use a fluid, or I can do the glazing, which I do believe you do with oil. I'm cool with that. I'm not ready for oil just yet. I mentioned that in my last video for sure, but this is done. This is a part of the Multi-Passionate series, just like the last one is. The last one was definitely like the the passion side of it, where you just get an explosion of ideas and that's what your brain looks like. It kind of looks logical at first, but then it's just, whoo, it's all over the place. It's a mess. It's a beautiful mess though. This one is more of when you're trying to figure out which passion you want to focus on and you really can't decide. You try to do everything and you end up being, it ends up being an unfinished mess about everything. So for me, like, I may be like, oh, I want to crochet, but I also want to paint, but I also want to sew. And I can't quite figure out which one I want to do. So I'm just sitting there doing nothing. This is what this resembles to me. And yeah, I think the black and white, even though it is, like I said, 5 colors, I think this is a good way to kind of show that. So yeah, I just want to be able to explain my work, even though I don't need to explain it. But yeah, so this is done. I'm leaving it like this. I do really love it. I think it looks amazing. It looks really good far away. That's how you know when you're done with the painting. You go away from it. What I really love is, here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Okay, you're not gonna see exactly what I'm seeing simply because of the different lighting, but what I really love is the movement, the textures, I love ink drops or the paint drops. I love that. Those will probably always be in my abstract paintings. I love that you can still see some of the brush strokes, but it doesn't look too harsh. And I can definitely see where I put the different colors, but obviously you guys cannot through this screen, at least through the viewfinder, you cannot tell. But yeah, there's a lot of movement in it. But I'm definitely obsessed with the textures, the different textures. So I'm gonna let that dry completely and I'm gonna move on to the next one. I'm very close right now, but I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to do another one just like that, but on a larger scale. My dad wanted me to redo this one pretty much. And I was just like, oh, really? Okay. But I don't even know if I have the right size paintbrushes. I probably do though. But yeah, so I'm not going to do it today, maybe this weekend. I do want to work on some colored pencil stuff, work on these eyelashes and lighting, different lightings. I may do some more painting a little bit later, we'll see though. I will probably be recording the next one on the larger scale because I want to continue to do this. This was really fun, but yeah, so.